Hello, guys. All right, we are live tonight. Let me get all my stuff situated, ready to go. Make sure I'm posting everywhere that we are live. Let me know how it's sounding. Okay, let me know. I would love to hear and make sure that you guys are actually being able to hear me correctly. Every single time, I always get people telling me, too quiet, too quiet. Then other people say, good, it's fine. And I never know. I never really know. So, um, that is always fun, but let me set my goal because we are going to do, if I get 20 super chats of, what is it, $5 echo? You guys hear an echo? Really? Really? It doesn't even make sense. Volume good, sounds good. Okay, guys, don't even troll me, okay? Sometimes I feel like you guys are trolling me, all right? All right, give me a couple minutes. We'll let some people get in here, and I'll be posting everywhere to let everyone know that I am live. We have a lot to discuss tonight. Setting my goal. All right, we got goals tonight. We got goals, all right? This, all right. 20 super chat, $5 or more for an hour. Boom. Goal is set. Goal is set. Now I'm just gonna send the link to Discord. Guys, are you guys in my Discord server? If you're not, check the description. I have it linked down below. You can get all my updates. Live. Get all my updates, and you guys can join for $30 a month. Listen, I actually made it $25 a month, but Discord upcharged it, and now it's $33 a month. But you get to be in a private group chat with me where we text back and forth daily. So it's fun. It is a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. If you guys want to let me know what you guys want me to cover, boom, in the private group chat. Okay? Okay. Now, all right. How are you guys doing tonight? Fuentes doing his Crenshaw impersonation was hilarious. Guys, I know. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. How funny is it? Obsessed. I don't know how anyone could not like die at that video. I think I've like rewatched it a million times in the past like few days. And then also it's like been replaying in my head. Like, you know how songs will get stuck in your head? I hear, it's me, Dan Crenshaw. Please be nice to Israel. Support Israel. It's so good. It's so good. Did you guys see that video today? I posted 2 videos. Did you guys see the second video with Tucker Carlson saying the F slur? I was shocked. I was like, can we say that on YouTube now? Because Tucker posted it on YouTube. Can we say it? First super chat of the night. You're the only e-girl that has W streams, Isabella. You're the GOAT. Salute. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Yeah, we hate all e-girls. I'm the e-girl destroyer. I'm like the vampire that slays vampires of e-girls. And by the way, I do not ever take offense when Nick says no e-girls ever, or when people say all e-girls suck. I agree, I suck too. Like, I don't take myself seriously either. So it's like, I don't get offended by these things, you know? That's so gay and very female-like behavior, if you ask me. So, pattern recognition, LOL. So yeah, guys, 19 super chats away, and I will be going live for an extra 30 minutes. And of course, as I've been telling you guys, these super chats are funding my trip to go to Las Vegas to do collabs with Jake Shields and Dan Bilzerian. Huge collabs. I think that would break the internet. And of course, those could never be just live streamed on YouTube, because with what the 3 of us would talk about, yeah, no way. We'll be able to clip it up and edit it. Probably would require a lot of editing, but anyways, I digress. So I wanted to start off with, what should we start off with? How are we doing? Hi, Tom Tager. Nice to see you. Tom is in the subscription-based group chat, by the way. Shout out, Tom. All right, I guess we'll just get into it. So apparently, Cenk and Hasan, you know, Cenk is Hasan Piker's uncle. And they actually been like kind of beefing for like the past year now. They debate about Nick Fuentes uniting with the left on some issues. I actually haven't seen this clip yet, so I will be live reacting to it with you guys. We got our second super chat. Please discuss return to the land with their CEO, Arvel, on your show. We are building safe white communities for families. I think you may have mentioned this before. I'll take a screenshot of this. Okay, look at me right now. Boom. So I don't forget. All right. All right, so let's pull up this first clip. And by the way, guys, as you guys know, I will be answering every single super chat. I can't keep up with the chat the entire time. So if you really want to ask me something or just want to support this orange bitch right here, please fill out the shekels as always and like the video, subscribe, do it all. We will just get right into it. Let me make sure I got this up correctly. Perfect. And okay, I'm going to post on my Instagram and Twitter that I'm live, and we're going to start this now so you guys can see it, and we're going to discuss it, and we're going to get right into it. Today's going to be a fun night, guys. It's going to be fun, okay? Promise. Pinky promise, bitches, okay? No, you guys aren't bitches, but you know what I mean.
That are left. Tucker Carlson. So now we're left with two guys that are left. Tucker Carlson, and yeah, I'm going to say the word or the name, Nick Fuentes. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's I have stopped censoring that Nick Fuentes mentioned since he's getting fucking profiled by the New York Times, you know?
Yeah. So Tucker Carlson, I think, has a shot at actually meaning it. And so I'm not sure that I agree with you.
You and I have had a private conversation about this many years ago, and I think I've been vindicated on this.
I think I've been vindicated on it, but we can have that conversation in a minute. So to now you go to, we'll come back to Tucker. You go to Fuentes. And so he seemed to be a classic guy who's, to be fair to him, not hiding his nationalism, right? So he was like, I'm going nationalist. I'm going Christian nationalist, white nationalist. It appeared to me, right? That was my original read of him. But now he's also changing. And so now I know we all cancel him to bejesus. And
I mean,
okay, Barry Weiss, if you're watching, which you obviously are,
Holocaust
right?
denier.
Right. So no problem. You deny the Holocaust, you say all these things. He's against race mixing. Well, yeah. I'm married to an Asian woman. What am I going to agree with that? Right. So obviously we're against all that. But even now he has realized that's not actually where his audience is. So whether it's Craven.
I think he's a grifter. I think these guys are all grifters.
Right. Whether it's Craven or not, whether they're grifters or not, even Fuentes is now saying, he said it just like 2 days ago, you know what? Maybe we put aside the racism and the cruelty and the abuse, right? Which is an amazing admission, by the way, that kind of is the direction they were going, right? And he says maybe we put that aside to be able to unite with the left.
I don't believe
I'm not saying yes to Fuentes. I'm just saying look at the tide moving. The tide is moving towards populism because it's being driven by the audience. The audience wants real populism. So when they sense bullshit, they don't want it, and they're pushing in a better direction. So why is Tucker now?
You know, I do have to say I agree with this, and I'm someone in this. I felt this way even before I heard Nick talk about this, but I am happy to unite with people like Chunky Yogurt, who, by the way, is looking extra thick. Damn, Giga, you looking thick. He's putting on the pounds, dude. I need to fat shame him. Maybe he'll lose some weight. Anyways, and Anna Kasparian, my girl Anna Kasparian, who I'm trying to have an e-girl sleepover with, by the way, guys, fun fact. Candace Owens just liked one of my Instagram reels the other day. And it was literally an Instagram reel where I'm like, Anna Kasparian, my girl, we need to have an e-girl sleepover. We're going to live stream it. It's going to break the internet. And I'm like, okay, Candace, do you want an invite? Because you're going to get an invite. Me, Candace, and Anna Kasparian having a sleepover and live streaming it. Oh my gosh, Netanyahu, it was a worst nightmare. We need to make that happen. Like pronto, okay? Just saying, but yeah, I am so happy to unite with people that are on the left when it comes to Israel because it is a problem. Our country is completely ruled by the Israeli regime, the terrorist state. Okay, the EUs. That is like problem number one, actually. So I'm happy to unite with them. I don't want foreign aid to anyone. I don't even want my tax dollars going to my fellow Americans. I'm very, very, very minimal government type. I'm a very minimal, can I talk? No. I'm a very minimal government type of bitch, okay? Let me tell you. But yeah, so I'm happy to unite with them. I've been saying this for a while. So agree, my giga, agree. Let me know if you guys agree with that sentiment as well.
Let's go to the heart of it, Tucker, right? Why is Tucker to me today different?
Girly pillow fights? Hey. If it must be done, it must be done for the content, right?
Than he was on Fox News. Because on Fox News, he worked for corporate media. And he says it now himself. He says, yeah, I mean, there were certain things we were allowed to say, not allowed to say. I regret a lot of the things that I said on there. So now he's more tethered to the audience than he is to Rupert Murdoch. And so he tries to serve his audience better. And now he says wrong about Iraq, right? Wrong about war overall, wrong about a bunch of things, right? And by the way, have a lot of us on the left said as much as he has about all the things we're wrong about, right?
No, I don't say that at all.
See? So what my point is, not that he's right and we're wrong or anything along those lines, but he's at least making movements to go towards agreement.
You're saying that there's a broader trend line that's moving in the direction of left politics, and that is the reason why the likes of Tucker Carlson are retriangulating their messaging. That's somewhat understandable, but I do think that ultimately, I don't necessarily care for Tucker Carlson personally or Nick Fuentes, but I do care about changing the mindset of their audiences, because I find socially regressive politics to be, and reactionary politics to be, a distraction. And
you guys said Amy is now at the Rift. I did not know she went to the Rift, but that's awesome. I saw that she left Valuetainment. Honestly, a good move. I know I was really vying for going on her take, just because I feel like obviously a great opportunity. It's always exciting if you could get picked up by a network, but let's be real, the networks are dying. People really like to follow individual personalities. They like to have more of a personal relationship with them. And I wouldn't be able to say everything I want to say on the panel. I would obviously respect the rules of what Patrick Bet David wants for the show. So I'd maybe say gag it instead of, the word, I can't say it on my own channel, which makes me feel gay. But I would, most of all, I would have loved to be on a panel with Anna Kasparian, because like I said, I have a very big goal. E-girl sleepover with her. It's like, okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I see myself at an e-girl sleepover with Candace Owens and Anna Kasparian, having pillow fights, talking shit about Israel and everything else. That's what I see. It's like, that's my vision. Okay. I got big dreams, guys. I have a dream, and it's bigger than freaking MLK's freaking dream. Okay. Just saying. Tom Taggart, the best super chatter ever. He's in the private group chat on Discord. Check the link in the description to join. Thank you for the super chats. You're always so loyal. Thank you very much. 17 super chats away for an extra 30 minutes live tonight. Let's go.
Anyone that does that to any degree is inherently reactionary and deliberately doing this because they want to move people's attention and focus away from the material inequities that they are facing and away from a steadfast approach to dealing with those problems. That is the reason why it's very easy for me to say all right-wingers in general are grifters, and even that moderation that they're engaging with is them simply reading the room and recognizing that they have to offer some kind of what you call populism, some kind of left-wing material solutions.
Let me say two things about
some of which do it because they want to maintain their popularity. Some of which do it because they have a higher degree of priority for fomenting nationalistic sentiment, and they think this is the most effective way of doing it. I mean, Adolf Hitler was in charge of the National Socialist Party, right? Because at the time, socialism was a very popular movement. At a time when liberalism was failing, just as it is now, fascist movements were presenting themselves as revolutionary movements or an alternative to socialism that wasn't as scary. In Mussolini's Italy, it was bringing about a synthesis, as he would call it, of socialist sentiment, but also protecting the petite bourgeoisie.
Interesting. I was hoping that they would melt down a little bit more. I like to see what I love from Chunky Yogurt and Anna Kasparian. Comment Chunky Yogurt for the algo. I love when they just freak the F out. They chimp the F out. I'm always here for it. But I guess that was a cordial conversation. Kind of boring. Kind of put me to sleep. But let's see what else we got. Let me see what you guys are seeing in the chat. All right. Isabella is much better than what? I did not see that. I did not see what I'm much better than. Let me know in the chat. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys this clip. So this is Nick Fuentes saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene, I call her Marjorie Ho Greene, whatever, proves all women are feminists. You scratch a Republican woman, you get a feminist. This is true. This is so true. Feminists will complain that women like me have internalized misogyny, but no, the truth is all women have internalized feminism, even a bitch like me, who tends to dislike women. You know what I mean? And shits on women a lot. We all have it. It creeps up even within my marriage. And my husband he's a strong, confident man who puts my ass in check. Okay. Like I say, you have to Train your wives like a dog, like a bitch. Okay. Literally, I was not nearly the wife I am today in the beginning. Like my husband has had to put me through the ringer and train me. I mean, literally like a dog, like a bitch. Okay. What's funny is I actually got that concept when I was on Fresh and Fit while pregnant with my daughter. And I was just explaining kind of like what I do in my marriage and like our roles. And this girl was like, you kind of sound like a dog. And I was like, you know what? That's perfect. I love that. Yeah. My husband trained me like a dog and I am that bitch. Okay. Anyways, let's get into this clip about Marjorie Ho Green. This will be good.
But they're all trying to paint me as like, oh, he's this like, dysfunctional male. He has this hatred of women. And, real conservatives, no, they're wife guys. Real conservatives say happy wife, happy life.
Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on that whole entire freaking myth. Happy wife, happy life, really? That's feminism. That's feminist brainwashing through and through, okay? Okay, so what if your wife's a bitch? What if she's wrong, but happy wife, happy life? It's like, it's as stupid as believe all women. It makes no sense at all. And the more, if you reward bad behavior, if you're like your wife, like for instance, I'm not allowed to be in like a bad mood. I'm not allowed to have an off day. And sometimes it gets to me, but my husband explained this and it makes so much sense. Why would he be rewarding bad behavior? It's like if I know that I can get away with not doing my motherly and wifely duties one day just because I say I have a headache, I'm not feeling good, so I'm just gonna be a bitch to everyone all day and everyone must coddle me. Most men, honestly, would try to like cheer up the wife and like try to make them feel better. But my husband, not him. I will regret it. Okay, let me just put it that way. And so guess what? Guess how many times I'm having an off day? Like literally never, because I realize the outcome will be worse for me. But if you are coddling someone when they're giving you bad behavior, you're going to get more of it. It's an incentive. You reward bad behavior, you're going to get more, bitch. Okay. And let's see how the stream, how's it looking, sounding? We got 210 people in here. Okay. Make sure you guys are liking the stream. Super chats, 17 more super chats. And we will do an extra 30 minutes live. Okay. An extra 30 minutes. Yap City, bitch. It's Friday night. Okay. Don't even get me started on a Thanksgiving rant. Don't even get me started. Guys, I hate holidays. Don't get me started on it. Don't get me started on it because I don't like holidays. I just don't. We'll get back to what Nick's saying. Okay, I digress. What's new? Can this bitch talk less? No. Luckily, I get all my yapping out for streams and videos because my husband would probably jump off a freaking cliff if I was this energetic Yap City bitch for him all the time. And he works from home. So like we're home, the family's always home all day, every day. So gosh, it's like take a chill pill, bitch.
Bow down. And it's like, I'm right. These people that are telling us it's okay to have women in politics are just wrong. And this is the evidence. Like they crack up, they can't handle it. This is the issue. Case in point, emotional crash out. Charlie Kirk got shot and all these bitches went insane. Like, that's really just what it is. All these bitches went crazy. And look, I don't blame them. Like, honestly, Candace Owens would be much happier if she were just a mom. I think we would honestly get along. But she's trying to play dress up. And same with Marjorie Green. Marjorie would be the sweetest. Maybe she'd be sweet and nice. Maybe she's got something in her.
Marjorie's face looks like she freaking she like survived a pit bull attack. Like she just looks like she was pummeled. Like maybe she's like an ex, like maybe her ex-boyfriend was black and he was abusive, which is, I'm not going to finish that because I want to keep this stream on YouTube, but you know what I mean? It's like she might have been born a man. I'm not even kidding you. And apparently like she cheated on her husband. I've heard rumors that she's hooked up with Alex Jones. I don't know if they're true. By the way, guys, make sure you stay for the stream because if you guys saw my Dan Crenshaw, Nick Fuentes video, and I texted Dan because I used to be friends with Dan Crenshaw because he was a client at the company I used to work for. I texted him about Nick Fuentes and he did answer. I haven't even read all the texts yet. I'm the worst at messaging ever, literally. So I will kind of go over those with you. So make sure you stay for the stream or maybe I make that the goal. Maybe that's how I get you guys to stop being cheap. No, I'm just kidding. I really appreciate you guys watching. Seriously, you guys are the best. Another super chat. Let's go. Perfect timing. Mathman 1875. What, do you like math or something? Okay. I like Anna. Cenk is okay, but still kind of, yes, I agree. The other guy is a total, yes, I agree. I love Anna. Chunky Yogurt, he chimps out, you know. He also said, like, on day one of him being a dictator, he would make bestiality legal. I don't know if that was a troll. I hope it was a troll, but it's just a weird troll. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing to joke about. Like, why not just say you want to put a certain race back in chains or something? You know what I mean? Like, do something fun, not like bestiality. That's weird. That's just weird. But maybe that's me getting triggered because I'm like kind of an animal lover. I'm like gay for the animals. So I don't know.
You know, that makes her this way. But they'd probably be much happier if their husbands were tougher. But this is how it goes every single time. So anyway, that's Marjorie Greene. She goes on Twitter. She says, yeah, typical Republican man. Oh my gosh.
She said that? Wait, I did not see that. That's so embarrassing. Typical Republican man. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, all the so-called conservative women, they're all covert feminists. I've been saying this for years. They're all feminists. When I was friends with Ashley St. Clair, you know, the girl that literally sought out to baby trap Elon Musk because she's a gold digging ewish slut. I always would call her a feminist to her face because she would always say very feministy things. Everyone's a feminist. I swear to God, that's why I love Pearl. That's why I love Rachel Wilson and my girl Lisa Reynolds, who's Tim Pool's booker. By the way, Amy Dangerfield does not seem like a feminist whatsoever. I really like her too. I haven't met her, but just from our communications, we DM a lot. She's a cool bitch, okay? So she gets my endorsement, okay? And speaking of Anna Kasparian, just saying, she's liked a few of my reels where I slut shame and fat shame bitches, okay? So I knew that we would get along. I know. I just know these things.
You scratch a conservative woman, you get a feminist.
True.
I don't care how Republican, how conservative, how base they are. You scratch any Republican woman, you get a feminist. You get a raging feminist bitch.
Now, to be honest, I would never tweet something like, oh, typical Republican man. But what I do, like, I'm just being real with you guys. I do see it come out in my marriage where sometimes I can get my feelings hurt or be like, well, why can't I just have an off day? And like, why can't I do things my way? And so something like a little mind hack that I personally done is pretend that whenever I'm in a disagreement with my husband, that it's being like live streamed. Because, you know, like when you're in a personal conference or fight or dispute, you will say things that you wouldn't be proud that if everyone were to see, even though the person's opinion that you should care about most is your spouse's, which that's how I feel too. But there's still a level of getting really emotional in the moment. So that's like a little mind hack I recently came up with is pretend that everyone was watching this. Now make sure you're not looking like a feminist and not thinking like that. Because like I said, even someone like me who hates feminists more than I hate the freaking chimps, oh my gosh, it comes out. I'm just being real with you guys. And the girls that say it's impossible, no, I'm not a feminist, they're the biggest feminists ever because they cannot at least show, like they cannot even admit that sometimes it comes out. Sometimes it comes out. Sometimes you chimp out as a freaking raging feminist whore. It's disgusting.
That's exactly what this is. How could she write such a thing? She says, get off your ass and fix your own damn dinner and clean up the kitchen when you're done. Like, we're not married, idiot. What do you, like, are you mad at your boyfriend right now? What are you talking about? Fix your own dinner. If that's not resentment, I don't even know what is. Fix your own damn dinner. And
wow. Ever since my husband and I were even just dating, he's never done laundry, never done dishes, never has cooked. I do it all. I clean up after everything. Sometimes I get overwhelmed. Like I'm trying to do YouTube. I'm also, you know, full-time mother, obviously, and then also a wife. And I've even had like some of his friends come over and say, wow, you literally are like a servant, like to even the guests. It's like you're always refilling the drinks really fast and bringing the food out to everyone and then picking up the plates and like don't even let people wash off the plates. But I love it. I love representing my husband well. And it makes me feel good, genuinely, because it's fulfilling God's design for a marriage. I'm fulfilling my role. And yes, I love doing YouTube and I love being a Yap City bitch. I still do get a lot of fulfillment from being a good wife or trying to be. So for sure. All right. Tom Tagar, thank you for another super chat. 1/4 of the goal. Yes, guys, we have 15 super chats left for an extra 30 minutes. We only have 36 minutes left. So time's a ticking. All right. Time's a ticking. So if you guys don't want to do an extra 30 minutes live tonight, super chat's got to come in. All right. Because you know what? If I'm going to take precious time away from my husband to have me as his freaking servant, maid, etc., We got to shell out some cash.
People said
And also support the channel. I'm not even monetized on Instagram or Twitter, okay, which is where my posts do the best. I am monetized on YouTube. However, they censor me and shadow ban me because I have 2 strikes on my account. One strike away from being banned. I say this all the time. I don't want to repeat it a million times over, but so people think, oh yeah, you're getting those social media checks by saying the N-word and talking about the Jews. No, because I say those things, I can't get the checks, okay? So I really do appreciate it so much.
Ridiculous for telling Candace to make me a sandwich. These bitches write a book called Make Me a Sandwich. You tell them, hey, make me some dinner, and they crash out. Totally insane. Anyway, so that's Marjorie Greene. Love the statement, and it's truly a gift. Like I said, because I look like a jerk when I talk about this stuff, but then a woman makes an example like this, and you say, okay, there it is. And there it is. That just goes to show. And people say, no.
These bitches, they're so stupid. They prove the point so easily. It's so easy.
No, you got to find the right woman. Dude, she was the right woman for some dude at some point. She was conservative, family-oriented, whatever. They're all like this. They're all like this. It's just a question of how much you can suppress it. They're all like this. It's just a question of how much can you suppress this instinct that women have to go out and pretend to be men.
Mm-hmm.
Because on some level, they're very manipulatable, and the society is promoting this, and women get these ideas in their head, and they want to go and be a politician. They want to go and be a YouTuber. They want to go and do these things, and it's your job to tell them no. It's society's job to say no. It's a different domain. This is a domain for men.
So the way my husband does this is my first duties, first and foremost, are always to be a wife and mother first. Always, always. And the second he sees those duties that I'm supposed to be fulfilling, like slacking, like let's say the chores are being left behind, or I'm not investing in my daughter enough, or I'm kind of not being as present enough with my husband because I'm constantly trying to focus on content, or I'm on social media on my phone too much, he will ground me. I literally get grounded like a child. I will get my phone taken away, can't access my phone, he'll lock it away, can't go on social media, he'll check my screen times, making sure that I didn't find my phone. Like he literally was raised in a cult church. Okay, I'm not being hyperbolic. We need to talk about that one day, but an actual cult. We were excommunicated from it, luckily, because my husband stood up to his grandfather who owns the cult and about the Zionism, actually, which is very interesting. Guys, this is going to be a documentary one day. Like, the stories we have are actually insane. His grandfather's like the most evil, like criminal, an actual criminal in every way possible. Okay, think of like some of the worst stuff you could think of. He's probably done it, okay? Anyways, so shout out to my husband for being strong to stand against his own family, and which was really hard for him because this was his community that he thought these people loved him, and he was raised with them in such a strong community. I didn't have that growing up. I'm happy being isolated, but he had that. So it was a big change for him, but he made the tough decision, and it was the right decision. I'm so, so proud of him. Love him so much for that. And so because of that, though, there's a lot of manipulation and spiritual abuse going on. So he is hyper aware and sometimes paranoid about any manipulation, where sometimes he'll be like, you're trying to manipulate me. And I'm like, no, I swear I'm not. I'm a really upfront person. But sometimes I don't even realize what I'm doing, I guess, to be quite frank with you guys. But I'm kind of rambling. But what my husband does regarding content is, okay, fine, you can do it, but you're not the breadwinner. I don't care how much money you make from content. Your money is my money. It doesn't provide for the family, and it will never be an excuse for you to not do your jobs as a duty and mother, as your jobs as a mother and wife. Those will always come first. So he always keeps me in check with that, and I appreciate it. And guess what? Sometimes, do I wish he was less strict on me? Of course, I'm just being honest. But you want to know what? I respect the hell out of him because he is so strict, and he doesn't just let me get away with anything. You know what I mean? All right. Victoria, 2 super chats. You're amazing. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate it. So many, I never get many female viewers. So shout out to the girls that actually watch. And then YouTube not letting me tip more. That is strange. I'm not sure why. Maybe try refreshing, but I'm not sure.
This is why.
Yeah. Let me know your thoughts about what Nick just said. I completely agree with what he said. For Shizzy. Okay. What to talk about next? All right. Let's talk about, apparently, I haven't seen this yet, but apparently, what's her name? Freaking This is Bill Maher and Sharon Osbourne, Sharon Levy, whatever. Who fucking cares? Okay. Applauding the fact that London went from 90% white to 36% white. Are you kidding me? They say it's a great thing and it's awesome that all the tea shops have been replaced with kebab shops. Okay. Screw both of them already. Fun fact, we got a kitten this year and we named him Ozzy, and then literally like right after we got him, Ozzy Osbourne died. I was like, that's really weird. Anyways, by the way, guys, we still need 15 more super chats to get our goal. We have 30 more minutes and for that goal to expire, but if we do reach it, we will get an extra 30 minutes live tonight, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and we'll get into this next clip.
But in 1984, I remember walking around London like it was all white. It was all white.
But you go outside of London now, but now it's totally changed.
It went from, I read this in Andrew Sullivan's column, it went from, in 50 years, it went from 86% white to 36% white. Now, this is not a complaint. See, if we were conservatives, this would be like a lament. Great.
Yeah, you want your country to look like the country you were growing up in, right? That's right. Do you want Chimp City Bitch? Do you want it like freaking Sand Chimp City Bitch, if you know what I mean?
It's a fact.
It's a fact,
It's a fact.
and it's a happy fact.
And if you can't discuss it,
just don't tell me we're living in a year we're not living in. We're living in the year when London is mostly people of color.
yes, it is.
And I'm applauding it.
Yep.
Happy for you. Happy
Listen,
for it.
Okay,
But let's live in the year we're living in.
it's you go to Windsor Castle, okay? And the town, of course, is called Windsor. And it used to be, when I was a kid, all English tea shops with china and everything.
Her accent is just unbearable. It's insufferable. It's like I hate all accents. I really do.
Everybody used to go there for afternoon tea, and you'd go to Windsor Park and watch some polo. And now you go around there, there's no more fucking tea shops.
Right.
None of that.
Right.
It's Arabic restaurants.
Right.
It's Jamaican restaurants. Right. It's Chinese. It is a complete and utter melting pot. And it's great.
And it's
Why?
great.
And Ann Coulter once said this: if we have our country being melting pot, if we have countries that are all melting pots, it's like you actually get rid of culture, because you can't just go to Italy and have it be Italian culture. You can't go to Spain and have it being Spanish culture. You can't go to America and have it American culture. It's like everything's the same, everything's blended, and there's actually no more diversity or culture. So liberals are freaking retarded, if you ask me. Just saying, and I'm right. I know I'm right, okay?
Great.
And there's always going to be some people, and we can't hate them for it, who remember the tea shop, and that's their memories of their youth and where they first like fell in love or whatever. And so they're going to be nostalgic for it. Mm-hmm. And that you can't hate them because they're like, I don't recognize my country anymore. Because in the Brexit vote, there was a lot of that. People said that. People who lived in England their whole life. And the old village green England's like...
The traditional things have gone.
Right.
But we still have the royal family that is way too traditional. Right. It's way too. I love them, but they're way too traditional. It needs to cut back on the shit.
My message to those people is always, sorry, but that's life on Earth. Things change.
Nothing stays the same.
Nothing stays
and
the same.
If you stay the same, you're left behind.
No, you don't have to like the change.
Okay, fine. Things change. So stop whining about Nick Fuentes becoming mainstreamed, okay? And it's because of people like you guys that actually radicalize people and make them finally realize that Nick Fuentes was right.
But you can't just stand there in the middle of the street and go, stop! I am standing athwart change. It just doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. Change is going to come, and it's going to roll over you. It's how you deal with it.
That's right.
You know, you can move. You'll have to, maybe. Yeah. You know, it's sad. Maybe it would be a better choice to try to adapt to what's new.
Wow, how absolutely insufferable. Oh my gosh. We got another super chat. Great. We got 6 of 20 for the goal to go an extra 30 minutes live tonight. Thank you, Mathman, for another super chat. Absolutely correct. I love to cook and especially bake. No homosexual, though. Yeah, I mean, of course, there's some men that enjoy cooking and baking. My husband's not one of them. But so, of course, if a husband enjoys it, he can do that. But I really do think it actually makes women happier if they do engage in it themselves. So let's see what's the timer at. We got 26 minutes, guys, for the super chat goal, and we'll go live for an extra 30 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I wanted to get into, if you guys saw, I did a video reacting to Jake Shields and Rabbi Shmuley, you know, the guy that literally sells sex toys with his own daughter. How freaking sick, but very fitting for the ooze, if you know what I mean. I mean, what rabbis do to newborn boys, then also a rabbi owns Corn Hub, so it's very fitting. It's fitting of the profile and the stereotype. But there was more to this insane debate on Piers Morgan that I wanted to do a second video on. So I was like, oh, this is a perfect time to do it on the live stream. So let's put that up right now. And yeah, it's freaking insane, actually. By the way, Piers Morgan just formally invited Nick Fuentes on, so that will be such a great debate. And apparently Rabbi Shmuley said he feels entitled to, if Piers Morgan has Nick Fuentes on, that he must be invited to. It's like, okay, dude, you typical ew, being an entitled mother effer. It's disgusting.
Okay, I won't put words in your mouth, but you were defending the position of the Jerusalem Post to do this, right? I know a lot of these young men who have started lost, addicted to pornography, addicted to violence, addicted to all these things that are troubling them. They find Nick Fuentes, they become Catholic. They become confirmed Catholics. They change their lives. They become better people. Some of these people...
Many people that watch him also become white supremacists.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I'll tell you right now. Because
yes, they do. Oh, my gosh. I think that would insult Nick Fuentes.
Let me finish talking. You don't even know what a white supremacist is. I guarantee you. And you know what?
I'm looking at one right now.
No.
I'm looking at one right now. I know what a white supremacist looks like.
I almost don't want to correct you because you know what? If I correct you and you eventually figure it out, if you eventually figure out what you're doing wrong, then we will lose in terms of those who are coming up and taking control of the conservative movement because you guys are rogues to fossils.
You're not ever going to win this battle.
You're played out.
As long as I'm right, you are a white supremacist. You said I don't know what one looks like. No, you're literally a definition of a white supremacist.
You can't even define white supremacists. And you pick Jake Shields and Rita Brown.
I absolutely can. Do you want me to say it again?
We have plenty of black friends.
I got a black friend. I got one black friend. I got a Jewish friend.
No. Well, certainly you're not a threat if you're obviously willing to work with Jewish American voices. Obviously you're not a threat if you're willing to host black people on your show. You have no idea what a
Boom. Okay, sorry guys, I kind of messed up on my studio stuff. Real quick, we did get a couple super chats because I messed up my OBS settings. Anyways, you're hilarious, Isabella. Great show. Thank you so much for the super chat. Very kind of you. And then Kevin, thank you for the super chat as well. 13 more super chats until you reach the goal for an extra 30 minutes live tonight. Let's see what we can do, guys.
White supremacist is. I'll tell you right now.
What is your definition of white supremacist? Someone that wants to kill black people and Jews and anyone that doesn't look like them.
This guy right here, this Gaga in the middle, he apparently co-hosts a show with Ted Cruz, which is so fitting, so fitting. Oh my gosh. And guys, make sure you stay tuned because I will be going over the texts between me and Dan Crenshaw when I texted him about how pissed he must be that Nick Fuentes is rising in popularity. We just got another super chat from Mathman. Thank you so much. How can you take someone seriously with pubes glued to their face? Right? That's what I say. Pretty sure you said that, Orange Lady. Yeah, exactly. I did. Thank you for remembering. Yeah, I mean, he has like the most disgusting set of pubic hair on his disgusting face. He's like an ewish meme. It's comedy gold. I mean, the jokes write themselves. Tom, thank you for another super chat. Really appreciate it so much.
What is your definition of a white supremacist?
I will give you the definition if you just shut up. So,
please,
moving forward, I'll give you the definition, but let me finish my thought, and I will move to that definition, okay?
You haven't figured out on the fly?
This is the problem. No, I don't have to figure it out on the fly.
You don't even know how to define it?
You're not a white supremacist. Nick is obviously not a white supremacist. Give it a rest. First of all, a white supremacist is what?
Definition of a white supremacist.
That white people are supreme? This is not the conversation we're having, okay? And also,
because you're hanging out with white supremacists.
No. First and foremost, Nick
Fuentes white supremacist group chat. You're not trying to figure that out.
I let you finish. Let me finish. I let you finish. Let me finish.
But you cannot dominate the entire show. Make your point. What's a white supremacist? Say it already.
Make my point if you just
Spit it out. What is a white supremacist? Stop teasing us. They're not a host teasing a commercial. What is a white supremacist, Mr. Black?
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Let me
The guy all the way to the right, I don't know who he is, but based off of what I saw from this debate, he's actually really, really good. So shout out to him. Not quite a looker, but that doesn't matter. But seriously, he had some great points. This little snake in the middle. These two right here. These two, they look like Weasley little snakes. I don't know. Bad vibes. Aura, negative. Literally the opposite of aura. Like, my face reacting to them is what Jake Shields' face is.
Let me intervene. Let me intervene, please.
There it is. That's simple.
Let me intervene. Let me ask Richie Black. Let me ask Richie Black. Shut up, please. Richie Black, what is a white supremacist?
A white supremacist.
Richie Black. Okay, there we go.
This is somebody who believes
Richie Chimp. Ooh,
white people are supreme over all races. Nick obviously doesn't feel that way. I don't feel that way. Jake doesn't feel that way. We are American nationalists, and this threatens you. We're young, and this threatens you. We're replacing neocons, and this is threatening you. Connie is
I actually thought you were smarter than this.
America first is on the rise. America must rise to the occasion. And as far as somebody who said he was an opportunist, Nick just started the America First Foundation.
That would be me, by the way.
Everyone go donate, by the way.
These people, these Zionists, they despise anyone who is actually America First and America Only, because they are bought out. They're controlled by the Israeli government. They're controlled by the EUs. That's quite literally and simply what it is, what it boils down to at the end of the day. And they're mad that his message is finally being mainstreamed and people are waking up. They don't realize that they've pushed way too far to make people actually think this way. And now there's no turning back. Well, they have zero self-awareness. Like, you see people like Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin doubling down in their disgusting anti-American rhetoric. And it's gross. By the way, guys, I think I need to release a Jewish tears mug. Like, you know how Ben Shapiro years ago was like, oh, liberal tears mug. It's like, okay, but what about your your Jewish tears? It's like, you say that the left, they're snowflakes because they can't handle jokes or offensive takes, but when it comes to Israel and the EUs, that's how you operate. So I'm thinking about doing that. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in, because I think that'd be a really funny little merch line for Christmas. Okay, get your favorite EUs the mug.
Jake Shields, you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, I just want to add, if you look at me and Nick Fuentes on Twitter, we are constantly being attacked by the real white supremacists because we're not white supremacists. These people go probably harder after us than they do you guys because they're mad that we're not taking their stance. They're like, oh, you guys are race traitors, this and that, because we stick up for all races that want to have our ideology. We're just sick of Israel. This country gives them billions of dollars. What do? They bomb us, killing 34 Americans. I'm wearing Philip Turney, a real patriot, gave me this shirt.
Finally, God.
Yes, the truth. The Levant affair.
It's about Jews, Jews.
Anti-Semitism, right there.
Yeah, Israel.
All four of you are currently talking.
American traitors that support Israel over America. It's America first, America only. We are sick and tired of working for Israel. We are done serving your country. You should move to Israel.
I got it. By the way, Pierce, may I speak, please, without their interruption?
Oh, yeah, not wanting Americans to be killed. My friend Phil Turney, 34 Americans were killed, and I'm anti-Semitic. Bring that up.
Please control yourself. Now, Mr. Shields.
You guys are the ones killing Americans.
Pierce, may I speak? Yes.
Please?
Yes. Mr. Shields.
No, go ahead. I'm letting you.
May I point out, Mr. Shields, that we're in the 250th birthday of the United States. If France had not come with their fleet to Yorktown, you would be still speaking with a British accent. Democracies support one another, and Israel's the only democracy. But Israel is a tiny, tiny fragment of what...
I hate his voice. Like, everything about him I hate. Proudly hate.
American aid goes to. Ukraine has received $100 billion in American aid over the past 2 years. That doesn't bother you. Wait. And you know why? You know why it doesn't bother you? You know why it doesn't bother you? No, but you didn't say I'm tired of the Ukrainians controlling America. You said Israel. Hold on. You are interrupting me. You said
good, as you should. Like, look at, he's like unhinged. He's a freaking chimping the F out. It's disgusting.
Then you said that you're sick of my country. I was born in frickin' Los Angeles, California, you damn...
Oh, El Gay. Fitting. How fitting.
I'm racist, so
but you
stop
represent
it.
Israel,
Jews can be as American as you.
True, you're a traitor to your country that you were born in. Ew.
Now, number two. Now, excuse me, don't interrupt me. I love Israel with all my heart. Number two,
know.
just like Irish Americans still love Ireland. Number two, when you say that someone, Mr. Black, is not...
Ireland doesn't control our government. Okay, we don't fund a genocide for Ireland. There's very big and importante differences. Idiot. Ew, look at his face. It's so gross.
Not a white supremacist because they think that it's about America first. That's pure garbage. You are the Klan. You are Nathan Bedford Forrest. Great. You are the Confederacy.
Okay,
the
cool.
Confederacy was all about believing, excuse me, that white, that's the color of someone's skin made them automatically superior. Not their character, not their morality, not their values, not their sacrifice.
We don't,
Wait, and I'll tell you more, and I'll tell you more, and I will tell you more. And Mr. Black and Mr. Shields, you're saying that America...
Mr. Black, that is such a freaking racist, white supremacist thing to say, Rabbi Shmuley. I'm so offended on behalf of the blacks. Oh my gosh.
Is controlled by Israel. Do you know how many 450,000 Americans died to liberate France? Wait, France, Belgium, Holland, the Netherlands, Norway. Why doesn't that bother you?
Our presidents don't go kiss the wall over there.
500,000 Americans liberated Europe.
Don't all start shouting again.
All right, you
guys, excuse me,
Can you all be quiet, please?
You just talk and talk.
I want to play another clip. I want to play another clip. I want to play another clip.
They will not let me speak.
Look, I'm going to speak. So, Ben, I want to play a clip. This is slightly changing the topic a little bit, but still on Fuentes.
My gosh, this entire panel was like them all screaming over each other, and Pierce the entire time was like, guys, you guys are talking over each other. No one can even hear you. Like, oh my gosh, like good luck moderating this panel. Shout out to Tom for another super chat. Do it, but don't limit to yourself to just ewish tears. What else should I add? I mean, maybe we can do a whole like blah, 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 like blank tears. We could totally do a whole line, but I think ewish tears is very on point with what's currently popping off in the media, if you ask me.
I want to play something he said about populism and the potential alliance, which we may have seen a bit of, by the way, with Mamdani and Trump in the Oval Office. Let's take a listen.
Why don't we have populist Republicans and populist Democrats that just solve problems? Just solve problems for Americans.
Right. That's so offensive. Oh my gosh. Don't you see why the Iwish people and the Zionists get so offended by things that he says? They hate Americans in America. They only want our money and our support and our backing to fund their genocide. That's all they want. That's why you saw Roseanne Barr say that if America turns its back on Israel, then we will get what's coming to us. Is that a threat, bitch? You freaking disgusting witch. You freaking hag. You are so disgusting that you look like a chimp even though you're not black. It's like, wow. Wow. They hate us if we don't completely support what they're doing, the evil atrocities that they are currently committing, just like why you saw Matt Walsh say, oh, I will never turn my back on Ben Shapiro. He's a friend of mine. And then Ben Shapiro said, oh, my morals come before my friendship. So yeah, basically he doesn't reciprocate the same feeling towards Matt Walsh. And that's how it is. It's Israel first, not even when it comes to America, but when it comes to any relationships ever with these people. Because they're in a cult. They're in an Israel cult. That's what it is. Shout out to Mathman, another super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know that Jake is over there thinking to himself, if I could only get in the ring with them, dude in the glasses being the exception. Yes, literally, he actually 100% thinks that. 100%. I spoke to him on the phone like a few days ago, like a week ago. I don't know. Me and my husband did. And one of the things he said about someone we were talking about was he doesn't know how to fight. He could never fight. And I just think that's kind of a mentality that men who fight have. So totally true. You're spot on. And then thank you, Oscar Diano, for the super chat as well. So we need 9 more super chats. We have only 12 minutes, guys. So if we can get 9 more super chats at $5 or above, I will go live for an extra 30 minutes tonight. So get your super chats in now. If that's something you're interested in, it will be fun. If not, no worries. No worries at all. I still am enjoying this and could use the rest anyways.
And by the way, I am willing to compromise with the left. 100%. I'll work with anybody. I saw the track AIPAC people. It's some progressive woman and some progressive gay guy. I'd work with them on shutting down AIPAC in a second, in a heartbeat. Same goes for Anna Kaspari and Cenk Uygur. They were in favor of democratic populism. They want to deliver health care. They want to deliver education. I would work with them in a second. In a second. A Zohran Mamdani all day.
No, I did think that was interesting in the context of what we saw in the Oval Office with Mamdani and Trump. Is it was a very unlikely camaraderie that developed after their private meeting, which was then on public display. What do you read into that, Ben? And this theory of the horseshoe effect, that populism on both sides can kind of converge for the greater good of America.
I love the idea of the populists on both sides coming together. I really do. I really do. I don't know. Do you guys agree? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Democrats that say that are full of it, and we saw that from what Mamdani said about the president after that meeting the next day when he attacked him.
Shocker. Okay, fast forward. You're boring. Let's see Rabbi Shmuley chimp the F out and Jake Shields. Let's go.
My memory a little bit. You're a nobody.
All we hear from
it's such a
Trump played Mamdani like a fiddle. Trump
it's
won.
not,
Trump
but like
won.
that's what you guys are.
Like Trump, the fact that Rabbi Shmuley is a major supporter of you is such a freaking dig against your character. It makes me dislike him even more. So much more. Seriously. When terrible people endorse you and support you, it's not a good look. It's not a good, like this guy, not a good look. The left will say if Nick Fuentes supports you, then you're a bad. Like that's a freaking compliment. That is an endorsement. But someone like him, hell no. I really do think that Republicans have one of the steps to solving the Israeli control of our government is having a hard line. That being willing to lose elections if it means letting Republican politicians know that we will not let you become an elected official if you support Israel. Not going to happen. We will take the Democrat because we get the gaslighting that we get. Oh, well, it's a lesser of two evils. You don't want a Democrat to get in office instead. Listen, we're never going to solve the problem if we keep allowing this to happen. We're going to have to take some L's. Like we have to be willing to lose some battles if we want to win the war. Right? Right? Hello.
Keep doing that. Just keep doing it. Just
Trump won that interaction with Mamdani.
Making you look like the weasel
clearly, because what Trump.
One of you.
All right. We're going to go on to the next thing because Piers Morgan just debated Dave Rubin, who I say this all the time, but it's like, how could I mention Dave Rubin's name without mentioning this? Dave Rubin is a gay man, a gay Jewish man married to another gay Jewish man named Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin squared. It's disgusting. It's an abomination. And they also bought children. How sick. And oh, but if you talk to Dave Rubin, it's not terrible, but God forbid Tucker Carlson talks to Nick Fuentes. Yeah. I mean, our entire moral standards in this country are so upside down. It's comical to say the very least. And like 9 minutes left, guys, to get the super chats in for an extra 30 minutes live. And let's get to this clip.
You acknowledge
volume. Hello.
That there's been no starvation, correct?
No.
You don't acknowledge
I don't acknowledge that.
Where are the videos and images of the starving Gazans?
Well, I've seen a lot, but you would dismiss them all as fakes. The UN says there was starvation, but you guys don't believe a word the UN says. The other official bodies say there was starvation. You don't want to hear a word they say. Israel denies everything. You can say that no Gazan has starved.
And Israel will hire the influencers, fly them out to Israel, and the influencers will be like, oh my gosh, look, everything's so great. Look at all this food. Oh my gosh, Israel's so great. It's all propaganda. It's like, no, they fly you out there and paint the perfect picture to have you guys go and report on it and spread their propaganda. How freaking stupid do you have to be? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Not at all. The reports by almost every official body say the opposite, but you don't believe them. However, the best way to get to the truth is let journalists who are used to covering in war zones, let them go in and do their job, particularly now we have the ceasefire. There is a reason the Israeli government is not letting the media in. They are terrified about what the world will uncover.
If they were so proud about how well they were treating the people in Gaza, they would want cameras everywhere. They would want it to be reported to shut down the narrative. But no, they don't want transparency. They want to hide, and they want very selective, cherry-picked transparency to just push out a certain image that they want released to the public. That's what's happening.
I just think that's just nuts.
Well, let him in.
I just think
there's one way to find out.
A lot of them look fat. They have fresh clothes
I've
and
seen
fresh
lots
haircuts.
of images of Palestinians looking.
You're going to fat shame Palestinians now, Dave Rubin? Oh my gosh. The nerve of this freaking ewish gaggot. Gosh, let me tell you, I'm going to throw up.
Hungry.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't dispute that 20,000 plus children have died, right?
So whose fault is that? I mean,
you don't honestly think that life for a young Palestinian kid in Gaza in the last 2 years has been anything but utter helldy. I do believe the 3-month blockade earlier this year.
Would you rather be a Palestinian child in Gaza right now or a child adopted by Dave Rubin Squared? I don't freaking know. That's a question that I'm not prepared to answer myself, to be quite honest with you guys. Thank you, Valerie, for the super chat. 2 super chats, actually. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Was a criminal blockade. I believe it was.
She's been watching since Compound Censored, so she's been a long time watcher and a girl, one of the few women that actually watched the show. You seem like a real cool bitch, okay?
Deliberate starvation of a people, deliberately denying them food and aid. If you
has any other country in the history of the world been told to feed the people that are killing it?
If you look at the Geneva Convention, actually, but then no other country in the world have the control that Israel has over Gaza, right?
Well,
which again is a whole separate issue. Show me another moment in the 75-year conflict where the response has been to kill 60 times as many people, and where you have well, hang on, let me finish. Where you have a government with people like Smodrich and Ben-Gvir who begin publicly, openly talking about ethnically cleansing all the Palestinians from Gaza, about annexing the West Bank, about taking complete control of all of it, to the point that Donald Trump had to step in and say that is not happening.
Random ministers
they're not random ministers.
About,
they're two of the most senior people in the government.
No, but them talking about things is different. I mean,
I hear that a lot. Well, my point is this. You have a unique population in Gaza where half of them are under 18. There is a unique proportion of kids in this part of the world, right? So at what point do you try and find a different way to resolve this? The only solution that seemed to be being offered by Netanyahu, Ben-Gvir, Smodrich and the others was to raise Gaza to the floor and to expel all Palestinians.
So
Netanyahu would annex West Bank tomorrow.
He's been in power for 20-something years. He could have done it at any point. Notice he hasn't. I mean, no, but there's a couple things there.
He's got those talking points. This Jewish Gaga can read. Okay, yes, he can.
I mean, first off, I don't think any country in the world has ever been asked to feed the people that are holding its hostage, right? Like, have you ever called for any other country to do that, or anyone?
Well, okay,
has anyone ever called for that?
Well, British prisoners of war in World War II were fed.
Yeah. But
what's the difference?
What?
Prisoners of war in World War II were fed. So what's the difference?
Because they were holding hostages. They're holding their people. I mean, to me, it's the.
Cody, thank you for the super chat. Where is my e-girl? Well, I'm my husband's e-girl, but thank you for the super chat. And then Valerie said, love you, Isabella. Love you too, girl. Are you ever going to do another stream with Josiah and you together? Those were awesome. Yes, I would love to. I will talk to my husband about doing that. Thank you so much. I know it's so fun to film with him, so I would love to do that as well. Where are we at with the goal? We need 6 more super chats of $5 or more in 3 minutes, guys, for an extra 30 minutes live tonight. So, yeah.
That you as a British
people
citizen
being held hostage in Nazi prison. The Israeli government, which is a hard right government, Smodrich and Ben-Gvir are not just right wing; they're absolute far right headbangers.
But meaning what? Meaning what? They have
meaning what? They want to ethnically cleanse the Palestinian people. Come on, Dave, they do.
They're in the government and they haven't taken an extra inch of the West Bank. They haven't, they're not.
Well, actually, that's not true.
They haven't.
They've been expanding settlements left, right, and centre.
They haven't.
Yes, they have.
Piers, they
you know they have.
Piers, have you been to the West Bank?
You don't think there's been any expansion of settlements on the West Bank?
You have to be to the West Bank. You've had to have been at the West Bank to know these things. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave Rubin Squared. It was gaga.
They build apartments. They build apartments in current places.
Has there been an aggressive expansion of settlements in the West Bank during the war?
An aggressive expansion of settlements
in the West Bank during this war?
No, 100% not.
Dave, there has been. You see everything to the prism. There's nothing to see here, Gus.
No.
Israel has done no wrong.
No.
Have they done any wrong?
I don't know how to conduct a war.
Shout out Tom for another super chat and one more closer to the goal. You're the best.
Or exactly, but I know that if
it's not my question. Yeah. Has the Israeli government done anything wrong in the way they prosecuted this war?
Not that I know of.
Has the Israeli government ever done anything wrong? Nope. Haven't seen anything. Wow. Thank you for showing your true colors, making it so easy on us to dunk your game.
The war didn't start on October the 7th. This is a conflict that's been going on for 7 decades.
Oh my gosh, guys. Do you see what a shill he is? I mean, not shocking that he gets on his knees for gay Israel. Am I right or am I right? Really? All right, guys. We got a little over a minute and a half left. It doesn't seem like we're going to reach the goal, but that's totally fine. Totally fine. I still so much appreciate you guys joining the stream, hanging out with me on the Friday night. I hope all of your Thanksgiving was good. Oh, I forgot my text with Dan Crenshaw. We'll do that last. Okay. So basically I was like, how pissed are you that Nick Fuentes is becoming mainstream? And he said, LOL, I know everyone should stop giving him much attention. He dropped off the radar. And then he said, I haven't even read these parts yet. Let me see. And basically I was like, I love it. I like Nick Fuentes, whatever. I'm sure that doesn't shock you. And he said, yeah, yes, you've always pasted weird stuff, but I just assume it's part of an act because I've met you and you seem quite normal. Thought you had a kid now, so wasn't doing business anymore. Just out of morbid curiosity. Why are you a Nick fan? I just think he's a nobody that recently got elevated. He's a provocateur. So since you're all kind of a provocateur also, is that what you see in him? Just trying to figure this out. I haven't answered him yet. I'll probably answer him tomorrow, but that's kind of funny. But no, I mean, I'm definitely a provocateur, so is Nick. But I do believe in what I say, and I do believe the same goes for Nick, and I do believe in what Nick says. So thank you, Lightning Bolt, for the super chat. Has your husband ever tickled your feet to get you out of bed? Listen, you in the feet comments need to stop. They need to stop, okay? Gross. Thank you, Valerie, for another super chat. Tom, thank you for another one. 3 more. Very close. It says we have 5 seconds left though, guys. 5 seconds left. So I don't think we're going to make it. But that's totally fine. Anyways, let's see. We just got another one, $5 from, or I don't know if that's $5 because it's like in a different currency. And whenever I get super chats in a different currency, sometimes it'll be like $200. And I look and it's actually like $1 USD. So I'm like, oh, shit. Just blue balled me. But it's thank you regardless of the super chat. I do appreciate it so much. Thank you, Valerie, for the other super chat. I think the goal is for $5 or more each. Oh. My husband is telling me to stay for the extra 30 minutes. Okay. All right. Well, since my husband's telling me to, that's what I'm going to do. That is what I will do. All right, hubby. I guess he's watching. All right. I guess we're going to go live for the extra 30 minutes. And all right. So this next thing I wanted to show you guys is here. Where is it? Okay. So this is from, oh gosh, it's just like the worst players ever. Wait, hold on. I'll read the super chats first. Thank you, G Fresh, for the super chat. Valerie, thank you for another super chat. You know, Nick hates HOS hoes like you with fake lips. I'm sure. I don't really care. I still support him because I support the message. I don't really care about him personally. And then Mathman said, I think the feet comments are hilarious. I mean, they are funny. I just have to hold like a hard line with no simping, okay? Especially not feet. Like, feet are so gross. But anyways, here is these pretty lame people. So we got Ben Shapiro. Well, this is old. Wait, hold on. What is this? Wait, hold on. I thought this was something different when I saved it. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Let's go to, okay, this is interesting. This is Lila Rose, who is a conservative boss babe. She's such a raging feminist. I live reacted to her in Pearl's debate. Pearl was so funny, like muting her. She was so mad. But here is Lila Rose talking about her husband, and she does it in such a way that just belittles him, and it's just embarrassing. Just watch. Like, she seems like such a whiny cunt. It's disgusting.
Were you attracted right away? Was there chemistry right away?
So curious about this, actually.
Or was it more like a slow? Were you attracted right away? Was there chemistry right away?
So curious about this, actually.
Or was it more like a slow burn? Was it a Jim and Pam situation from The Office?
So I think when I first met him, I definitely thought he was cute. You know, he's handsome. You know, he's objectively handsome, but it wasn't like butterflies, stars to star, you know, lightning flashing.
You know what that's like, though. You had experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I think there is and it ended up, and for him, you know, I think he was very like excited, you know, thankfully, and asked me out. But I wasn't going into like, I just met the man I'm going to marry, you know? But I was definitely interested in him and, you know, excited that he wanted to take me out. I was like, yeah. But I think that, you know, I guess the lesson, maybe the takeaway from my little story is that the sudden sparks, I think some people, especially if, depending on your personality type, everything's an adventure. That's kind of the way I am. You're open to everything. Everything's exciting. Like everything's a spark. Like everything's like a connection and an opportunity. But then, so you may be looking for something super intense when you meet your future spouse. Like, oh, it needs to be like the lightning just flashed, right? But it's not. It's something soft and quiet. It's like the gentle whisper of the Holy Spirit. It's like, oh. But then we didn't get engaged for another year. So it wasn't like we jumped into engagement. There were a lot of things going on in his life and in my life that were, you know, things to sort through, basically.
Taking down Planned Parenthood and stuff.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm curious.
Were there anything?
I think because I had dated a lot of other guys, I had more of a sense of what mattered and what didn't.
Cool.
So I if you had asked me that at age 23, I would have maybe been like, yeah, like, you know, and if I'd met my husband at 23, I might have been more like picky in terms of things that don't matter. And again, he's amazing. So I'm not trying to say there's things that I don't love. You know, I love him 100%, right? Yeah. But by the time that I met him, I was 28. I had definitely, you know, dated a lot of different kinds of guys.
She's been around the block, guys. She's been used and abused. I mean, I feel like she's just cucking her husband. I mean, she's basically saying, like, even if this was the case, the truth, why speak about it publicly? Like, why ever speak about your husband publicly, not in a very glorifying, like, loving nature? Like, women, like wives, we should simp for our husbands. I simp for my husband, and one of the greatest compliments I get from people is that, wow, I can really tell that you love your husband. Like, you always speak so highly of him. I love that. And that's like a thing that women do. They trash their spouses in public to other people, and they think it, I don't know what they think in their head, why they like, do they think it makes them look cool? I'm not sure, but it really is a red flag and makes you look like a freaking stuck-up wench, if you ask me.
Too. Yeah. And so I had a sense for what mattered. And he also had dated a number of girls. He had a sense for what mattered too.
That gives,
and I think
like, a
that
sense of
helped
clarity.
a lot.
Yeah, like just like.
So
it
wasn't a big drama. I think that's what it comes. It's a maturity thing. Like it wasn't this big drama of like, oh, but like, whatever the thing is, right? He doesn't love to hike, or he does love to hike, but you know, whatever the thing is, like, oh, he, you know, I'm trying to think what it would have been at 23 that, oh, he's, you know, he's not crusading around the world. Yeah. You know, he's in the military, right? He's now a lawyer. Like, it's not your typical, like, you know, free spirited entrepreneur traveling the world and doing his crazy gig, you know?
Okay. So, wow. What an amazing love story. It was a slow burn. I didn't feel sparks, but you know, I guess I knew what I was thinking of, and now I really love him. It's like, wow, that is so romantical, Lila Rose. Also, I'm not going to say the huge right-wing influencer male that I know that Lila Rose used to date. I'm not going to say his name, but I'm just saying someone that she used to date before her husband. He is like dabbles in sexual degeneracy in a very aggressive manner. So it kind of tells me a lot about her. Just saying, okay? I'm not gonna, you guys should like guess. Take your guesses at who you think that is. But gosh, how unlikable. Thank you, Mathman. Dated a lot of other guys. Translation, see a doodle do? Cock-a-doodle do. Okay, I got you. Okay. So let's see what else I got here. So I have some other stuff bookmarked. My girl, Jennifer Lawrence, my husband and I were just talking about our favorite actors and actresses last night, and this clip reminded me that I really like Jennifer Lawrence. She spoke out about the genocide in Palestine, so take a look at this. Shout out to my girl.
It's mortifying. What's happening is no less than a genocide, and it's unacceptable. I'm terrified for my children, for all of our children. On top of everything else, what makes me so sad is that this disrespect and the discourse in American politics right now is going to be normal to them. I mean, the kids who are voting right now at 18, It's going to be totally normal to them that politics has no integrity. Politicians lie.
So true.
There's no empathy. And everybody needs to remember that when you ignore what's happening on one side of the world, it won't be long until it's on your side.
Valid, so valid from her. And in some way, I think it's good that children now are growing up to realize that there's no integrity in politics, because quite frankly, I'm not sure if there was ever integrity in politics. So it's good that the mask is off. We can all see politics for the evil, corrupt game that it actually is. That's important. I think people should be aware to be very skeptical and think terribly of our government. Like, trusting our government blindly is such an L, okay? Not good whatsoever. Okay, here's another clip. This is from Nick Fuentes' recent interview with, his name, I don't know, this guy Jack, who apparently is like getting now like wrapped up in some sex scandal. I don't know, my husband was showing me this. And basically Nick talks about how Little Tech, the military industrial complex, the CIA, and Gaysreel are working together to use the GOP as their Trojan horse, baby. Horse girls, major L. Anyways, I digress. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me. I totally had a dream the other night where Brett Cooper was in it and another girl who I know is a horse girl, but I can't think of her name. I was basically bullying them in person, calling them horse girls, and that they're weird. Anyways, whatever. So random. First it was Trump, and now will be JD Vance and Vivek. All right, so let's watch this.
Okay. Trump gets shot in the ear in July 2024. Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, and Peter Thiel call Trump, and they say you have to pick JD Vance, or else the neocons might really kill you next year. Weird timing, weird thing to say. So Trump chooses JD Vance the following week at the RNC to be his vice president. Very weird. Why? Because JD Vance is a freshman senator who is 2 years into his term. So he's a private citizen. In 2022, he's elected to the Senate. 2024, he's the vice president of the United States of America. How does a person rise so quickly? Well, the backing of Little Tech, these disruptive defense tech companies like Palantir, Anduril, OpenAI, X, Tesla, the PayPal mafia, this group of billionaires, he's their guy. And they bought Trump. They fundraised for Trump to get Trump to pick him. Okay. So Trump wins the election. JD Vance has to leave the Senate to run for vice president. So this opens up a Senate seat in Ohio. And JD Vance was the senator there, so he's got a lot of influence. Well, who do they want to run in Ohio now as the governor of the state? Vivek Ramaswamy. Now,
almost as if it was part of a plan. How bizarre. Remember that trend? How bizarre.
Vivek's competition in the Republican Party, who was going to run for governor, I think it's lieutenant governor, he was appointed to replace J.D. Vance in the Senate. You see?
Wow.
So J.D. Vance leaves the Ohio Senate seat to be VP. Trump and Vance, using their political capital, steer the lieutenant governor into that Senate seat to take him out of the running for governor. Now Vivek Ramaswamy has a clear shot. Vivek Ramaswamy is a Yale Law School.
His last name too, Ramaswamy. Like, forget Vivek, which already is a terrible name. Ramaswamy. It sounds like swampy, which is very indicative and very on brand for his, his race. He's Indian. You know what I mean? It's weird how Jeet rhymes with feet. You know what I mean? It's like the jokes write themselves. God has such a great sense of humor. Shout out God. Shout out God for Charlie. For Charlie!
Colleague of J.D. Vance's. Vivek Ramaswamy was a big booster with Little Tech behind the Trump campaign. You know where Anduril is going to open up their drone company, their drone factories? In the state of Ohio. Anduril is run by Palmer Luckey, who is given a second chance by Peter Thiel.
You know so much more than I do, let me tell you. This is like all news to me. News to this orange bitch.
He's tight with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance steered Peter Thiel's money into Anduril when he was working for Peter Thiel's venture capital company. You see how all this works? So Vance is VP. Vivek is going to be the governor of Ohio. And they're going to give Anduril favorable jurisdiction to open up their big drone factory with the government contracts from the Department of War. And they're going to do it in Ohio, where their guy is now running the state. This is how that kind of corruption works. Now, when J.D. Vance, well, this is their plan. When he becomes the president of the United States, they're going to give
And you guys saw that Erica Kirk is already talking about how the organization Turning Point is already in the works of pushing out JD Vance for his presidential race. So it's all in the works. It's all calculated. By the way, thank you, Dapper Dan 1993 for the $20 super chat. Shout out to you. Where do I meet a based woman? There's no such thing as a based woman. I do say that if you ever want to consider a woman for a long-term committed relationship, a marriage, right off the bat, she has to immediately like have an ick with women. She kind of has to hate women. She can't just be like, I hate feminists, because we see so many of the conservative women say they hate feminists. We don't like the girls who are pro-abortion, that have armpit hair, that have green hair, whatever. But they are very like outwardly feminist. That's why you need someone that's like, women are terrible, because they already have such a major ick. And that's not even foolproof, that's not even foolproof. That sounds weird. I don't know. Because all women have internalized feminism. So you need to start off with that. And then you need to have the willpower to train her like the bitch that she is. You need to turn her into the based woman. Okay. Mold her. All right. And a man can mold any woman, because a man will always have the upper hand, but he has to be willing to use his authority and power. Okay. So that's my tips. That's my tip. Just the tip. Okay.
You think AI is at a productivity boom right now? Wait until the U.S. military gets involved. The U.S. government is all in on the AI race against China. Yeah. It's going to change everything in the economy, everything in the defense sector. It's going to change how wars are fought. Who is going to be the beneficiary of all that investment, all those government contracts? It's going to be whoever is friends with the president of the United States after the next election. So if J.D. Vance gets in, it's going to be Palantir, Peter Thiel, Alex Karp. It's going to be Anduril, Palmer Luckey. It's going to be OpenAI, Sam Altman. It's going to be Grok, Elon Musk, Tesla with their robots.
Grok, that's what my cat's named. Oh my gosh, Grok, what you doing, kitty?
That's the end goal. So it's really, one way you could look at it is a coup. This is their guy. They use Trump as a Trojan horse, or maybe another analogy, they let J.D. Vance draft behind him. And then once Trump is discarded as a lame duck, they'll anoint Vance. And then he's going to pour all these maybe trillions of dollars in value towards their companies, and they will become the new oligarchs of America. That's the end game.
You don't think Peter Thiel is the Antichrist?
He might be. Who knows?
You don't think Gavin will beat J.D. Vance?
That's the thing. I mean, they want Vance to be the nominee. At the end of the day, they are in a fight with other factions. You know, the PayPal mafia, they're not all powerful. They're a faction. There's no central, you know, so some people believe in like the grand conspiracy where everything that happens is orchestrated and all the sides are illusory. They're all like secretly working together. And I don't think that's true. I think that the left is a faction. I think that the PayPal mafia is a faction. And the left will be fighting for Gavin Newsom, and it'll be a real competition. I think that, you know, in 2024, if it is Gavin and Vance, it'll be a close election, because Vance, I think he might suffer from the same thing that Ron DeSantis did, which is that
gay giga syndrome. I don't know, like zero aura syndrome. Gosh,
there's an idea of JD Vance, just like there was an idea of Ron DeSantis. There's like a conceit. The conceit of Ron DeSantis is he's like Trump without all the baggage. He's like Trump, but he's more presidential. He's more of a policy wonk. He's actually going to be a better governor, like he can govern better president, but he's able to govern better. And I think the conceit behind Vance is he is he's from Ohio, he's from Appalachia, he's got this story, but he made something of himself, and he's going to appeal to like the Trump base and the very far right, but he's also smart, so he could appeal to the New York Times college-educated white people. That's an idea, but it's not tested. And I think that once Vance goes out on a national stage, he might not be as popular as he is in Dime Square in New York City, or, you know, in these places where he gets fluffed by his donors. I think it'll be a different story.
I tend to agree. Thank you, Angry Armenian, for this super chat. You said you remind me of a real Armenian woman. The good stuff. Honestly, as someone that grew up watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, even though I disavow those freaking sluts now, I do appreciate it. I do think some of them are prettier, at least when they were younger. Anyways, I digress. Okay. Next on today's list. Apparently, the FBI is now threatening Thomas Massie, who, as you guys know, and if you don't know this, then you should probably block me. He's by far the best member of not just Congress, but of our entire government. Take a look at this.
Also, I'm going to say this here on camera because it's important. One of Kash Patel's staff threatened my staff with a criminal investigation if we didn't straighten up and play ball.
I was going to ask you about that, but since you brought it up, and I didn't
I'm bringing it up.
Okay, you brought it up.
And so, like a criminal investigation having nothing to do, he said it was going to be a fraud. We're going to investigate one of your staff for fraud. Right. And he told another one of my staff this. If you guys don't straighten up, if you want to play hardball, if this is how you want to play it or something like that, this member of your staff is going to get criminally investigated for fraud. A very specific threat.
Wow, and this seems very on par with what we know about Kash Patel regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination investigation. He wants to shut down Tulsi Gabbard and then Joe Kent's investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination. He wants to shut it down. Why? Why do you want to shut it down? Wasn't Charlie Kirk your friend? Shouldn't you want as many eyes investigating it as possible to get down to the truth? But of course not. Very shady stuff, very Jeet-like behavior, smells like feet, etc. Very weird. Speaking of Charlie Kirk, on that interview that Nick Fuentes just did with that Jack guy that has a sex scandal out, he does talk about Erica Kirk. I have not seen this clip yet, so I'm going to react to it with you guys live, but it's about his thoughts on Erica Kirk and people using tragedy to bail her out of criticism. Nick also says she may have an arranged marriage with Charlie Kirk. Watch this, and I'm very curious what you guys have to say about this. So,
I have to know, what do you think about Erica Kirk?
Well, I got a lot of flack for this.
Yeah.
I criticized Erica Kirk. But look, here's the thing about Erica. Nobody wants to say anything about Erica Kirk because she's a grieving widow. And so that's just decency. Nobody wants to attack a young woman who lost her husband to a vicious public execution and now has 2 fatherless children. That being said, nobody would be saying anything if she went home and grieved. But she didn't do that. She immediately assumed control of Turning Point USA, which already was one of the most influential, powerful, conservative nonprofits and for-profit entities in the conservative movement.
and just real quick, do you guys remember how the main narrative after Charlie Kirk was tragically assassinated was that Erica Kirk and her 2 children were in the front row, and that the older daughter, who's like 3, like very young, but still like the older of the 2, ran towards her father because she heard gunshots and was scared. Like, that's like something we were all told, we all thought was true, and it turns out they weren't even there. Why has no one talked about why this freaking rumor was started? Like, where did it come from? I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, I feel terribly for Erica and her 2 babies. I mean, actually terribly. But, there's a lot of issues going on with Turning Point and their tax filings or lack of filings, a lot of financial issues, a lot of criticisms happening right now. A lot of people they have their eyes on Turning Point. They're investigating. And who has to speak up for Turning Point? The CEO, and she's the CEO. This is not the time for her to be CEO boss babe status when she's grieving. And it almost makes you think, is it an emotional manipulation tactic? You can't criticize her because you're going to criticize a grieving widow. It's very odd. It is very odd. I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts.
And which became far more powerful after Charlie died because of his apparent martyrdom. So within 72 hours, she becomes Charlie's successor. And now she's in Washington, D.C., it seems, all the time, with J.D. Vance, with Donald Trump, with all these other powerful people.
You know what's weird? After the funeral, like the memorial where there's like the fireworks, she got a lot of heat for that. And there was like the photos of everyone saying that she's hugging Trump too much. I literally kept Freudian slipping for days, starting that day and days after. I kept calling her Erica Trump for whatever reason. Like I kept just saying Erica Trump. I don't know why I'm not saying anything happened there, but it was weird. It was weird.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I don't like. I don't like when people take tragedy or a sob story or something that's emotionally impactful and they use it as cover so you can't ask questions or criticize. And I feel like that's what is happening here. Like I said, if she were a widow grieving, no one should or could say anything about her. It would be out of line. But we're not talking about Erica Kirk, the grieving widow. We're talking about Erica Kirk, the president of Turning Point USA and close personal friend of J.D. Vance, heir apparent of MAGA. We can't ask questions about who this person is. We can't criticize or be skeptical of who she is because she cries. See, that I feel is manipulative, and that I don't like.
I do agree with that. Thank you, Shark Pliskin, for the super chat. What are your thoughts on Candace in all of her efforts? I've never been a Candace watcher, but I've actually been watching her every day for the past few weeks, and I've been completely captivated. Let me tell you, like, people will clip out little parts of her podcast and try to make her look crazy. But I'm telling you, if you watch her full podcasts, you actually watch and pay attention, for me at least personally, I'm right with her. I'm with her. I think her efforts are genuine. I don't see it as, trying to get views and ratings. I see it as she genuinely wants to get to the bottom of what happened to her best friend. And people are watching and tuning in because they can see it for what it is, or they're just skeptical, or they're curious. So I've been really enjoying it. She's been liking some of my posts lately. So I've been actually really liking her. I didn't think there was a good chimp conservative, but Candace Owens is changing my mind, girl. And she did like my reel asking Anna Kasparian to do a slumber party live stream. And I'm like, Candace, join in. So like me, Candace, and Anna Kasparian would be amazing. That'd be so much fun. Angry Armenian said, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I think Erica Kirk is full of shiitake mushrooms. You lost your husband and she doesn't seem to care or get her own investigation team on who did it. It's obvious. See, I don't want to say that she doesn't care. And I know like people say like people grieve differently. I'm just saying I could not imagine being able to speak in front of people or even be around anyone for a long time after if my husband died. I mean, ask my husband. When we had a miscarriage earlier this year, it like took a while for me to even want to be around our own family after, because I couldn't even like speak about it. I was so sad. But again, people grieve differently, so I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. But it is a little weird. I do get some phony vibes from her. I do. I don't know what it is, but something does seem off. A little performative, but that's all I'm going to say. We'll get back to those.
So when people start to tell me for emotional or moral reasons, you can't ask that question, that's when I get even more suspicious.
Bingo. Exactly.
So Erica Kirk, I don't know her, and that's sort of the thing. Who really is she? I don't think anybody knows, actually.
Not to force you to give a take on it without evidence, but what do you think could be happening with her?
What I think, without knowing her or knowing Charlie personally for that matter, I get the impression that their marriage was political. I think it was arranged. And this happens in elite circles. Charlie was an ambitious and increasingly very powerful, very young man. Erica, from what I'm told, it was her desire to marry political royalty. She's one of these people. I don't know who her parents are, but she's since been seen in music videos and reality shows. She was trying to make a name for herself.
She was in one of my favorite reality shows. She was on a date on the reality show Southern Charm. I love Bravo reality TV. She was on the show. I was like, whoa, hello, girl. What's up? What's up, girl?
And so you tend to find that
howdy
among people who are rich and famous or influential, they don't meet their wife at a coffee shop or on a dating app. They get set up by other people.
It's like an arranged marriage, pretty much, you know?
This powerful man needs a wife. This young lady wants to marry a powerful man. They get set up. And I get the sense, and I've heard a rumor, that that was something like an arranged marriage. Now, that doesn't mean there's inherently anything sinister going on there. And maybe they grew to love each other eventually, but it does speak to the fact that, maybe everything about Charlie Kirk's life was a fabrication. Candace Owens said it's like the Truman Show. It was a created world. Now, what Candace gets wrong is she thinks Charlie was a victim. I think he knew full well. He gave himself fully to the political grift, and that comes with it. Fake talking points, fake friends, fake patrons, fake messaging. And yeah, maybe even on some level, his family life was an artifice. It was sort of manufactured for public consumption. Now, that's me saying that from the outside looking in as someone speculating, but it looks to me like that was an arranged marriage. And if so, you have to wonder, does this woman have political ambitions? Because that's what everybody's thinking. This is your Kyle Rittenhouse. This is your, whatever. This is your political.
Listen, I'm just saying, if my husband just got assassinated, I would not allow his organization to use my name on fundraising emails. And that's what was happening. I would absolutely say, no. I would, there's so much I could say, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to push too many buttons, but there's a lot I could say.
Political
just saying,
victim
just saying.
Who is now going to give a political endorsement or maybe be a political contender in the future. That's what makes me a little skeptical. When she said this line about the cries of this widow will echo like a battle cry, and she goes up on the show a week after his death and says, we have more business than ever. We're going to keep fighting. It's like, okay, so now you're a political figure. Oh, and also I can't criticize you because you were the victim of a tragedy. Something's not right there.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah. And speaking of this issue, I wanted to show you guys this clip from Candace. She talks about how Charlie Kirk literally said, and I quote, "I'm worried that Israel's going to kill me," one day before he was assassinated, which literally just gave me goosebumps. It's creepy, but watch this.
One more thing rather explosively. 3 people told me off record. 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. One who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. He did not express that to me. So I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I am saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that.
Me too.
Again, those
hashtag me too.
Conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they?
I know.
Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him? Now to answer.
Wow. That gave me chills. And if you guys didn't see, Ian Carroll did a video on this. I have covered this before, but there are Google searches that prove that people in Israel and DC were searching up very specific things on Google before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Like, for instance, and it was after the Dave Smith versus Josh Hammer Israel debate, pissed off a lot of the Israeli donors. For instance, they were Google searching Tyler Robinson's lawyer months before Charlie was assassinated. Why did they care about this random lawyer? They also Google searched, the address, the street, also the exact address where the alleged gun was found with the chicken coop. Again, why are people in Israel Google searching this exact random address in Utah? They were also Google searching the hospital or the surgeons at the hospital where Charlie was operated at post-assassination, including the surgeon that operated on him. Very specific Google searches. Why do people in Israel care? To me, and those Google searches were completely verified. I wasn't on the whole, oh, Israel did it train right away until I saw that video and saw that proof. To me, I'm not saying anyone at Turning Point was involved. I'm saying I would put my life on it that people in Israel were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. Our government's lying to us. Kash Patel is a smelly liar. Okay. His girlfriend is a freaking salute, who I just ratioed, by the way, on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. Link down in the description if you don't already. But I don't trust anyone, and I want to commend Candace for ignoring all the haters and just, in my opinion, investigating so much and fighting for truth and not caring who's going to smear her or turn their backs against her along the way. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for joining my live stream tonight. You guys are the best. I love chatting with you guys. And go, if you didn't already, go watch the 2 videos I posted today and not yesterday, but the day before. Okay. And just go check them out. I've been having a lot of fun recording, and go follow me on all my social media. Everything's linked down below. Like I've said, I'm 1 strike away from being permanently banned on YouTube. So make sure you got me on all your other social media platforms in case I get randomly banned. It could be any day now. Okay. And I do have a Discord server as well. That's linked in the description, where you can have all my updates along with a private little group chat that you can become a part of for $30 a month. That's on my Discord. Go check it out. And Tom Takehart, thank you for the last super chat of the night. Have a great night, everybody. Same to you. As always, thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe. Most of the people who watch my videos aren't even subscribers. What are you guys doing? Okay? Don't be an ew. Subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.